Hello and welcome to LIBS 301, Digital Research for Academic Endeavors. I want to introduce myself. My name is Alexis Patterson, and I am the University Librarian and Archivist here at Briarcliff University. I started in June of 2023, and I live in Sloan, Iowa. I received my Master's in Library and Information Science from the University of Hawaii Manoa in Honolulu, Hawaii. I do want to give my contact information because as you work through this course, I encourage you, if you have questions, concerns, issues that pop up, please contact me. The easiest way to get a hold of me is via email at alexis.patterson@briarcliff.edu. You can also, though, call my office phone number at 712-279-1771. Do note, though, I do work normal business hours, so 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if you are contacting me outside of my normal working hours, it will take a little bit of time for me to respond, but I will respond as soon as possible. So before we jump into the course materials for this week, I wanted to give a highlight about the course and the purpose of the course to give you an understanding of what to expect for this course and what you'll be learning throughout this course. So the purpose of LIBS 301, first, is to understand information literacy. Throughout the 8 weeks, we will be learning the 5 steps of the information literacy process. Here we will be able to incorporate those steps into our own work, both inside and outside of academics. Next, we will be finding, using, and applying found information. We'll be doing this by searching through the library databases, locating quality information and those resources within it, and then evaluating and applying that information into your assignment. Finally, I want you guys to be able to transfer the knowledge you learn within this course outside of this course. So take the skills you learned and apply them to your other classes and to your major in general. So now let's look at the course layout and what to kind of expect day to day, week to week for this course. So first we have our weekly content. So every week I have a short introduction video that I have recorded that walks through the materials. This is the video for week 1. Then we have our required materials to look through. These are additional videos, articles, things that I have curated to help you kind of build your knowledge around the skills we are teaching this week. Then we do have optional or kind of non-required additional materials that you guys can look through. This presents this information in a little bit different of a way, dives in at a different angle, kind of gives you options. So if you're still kind of confused, do check out those additional materials. Every week we do have a discussion post. Now these discussion posts are very important because it's helping build camaraderie with your guys' classmates. Because we are an online course, we don't get to have really nice discussions, get to know each other, get insights from our classmates from the normal sitting down in a classroom together. So we are building this through our weekly discussion posts. Every week you will submit your initial response to the prompt on Thursday, and then you'll be replying to 2 of your classmates every week by the following Sunday. All of these dates are listed in the syllabus. Then we will have some additional assignments. These include our quizzes as well as our major assignments. Now looking at communication, we will have a weekly email sent via Brightspace every week. So this will come through your Briarcliff email, but it's through the Brightspace system. We will also have a short weekly message under each week's content tab, and then I'll give additional kind of announcements through the Brightspace course as needed. Now for assignments, these are going to be due, unless otherwise noted, on Thursdays and Sundays. Now the only week that this changes is going to be our final week of the semester, so that week 8 of our course, because our classes end on a Friday instead of the Sunday how I have it kind of built in for the rest of this course. Now over the next 8 weeks, like I mentioned before, we will understand the 5 steps of the information literacy process. And these steps are identify, find, evaluate, apply, and acknowledge. We will also be building upon our weekly assignments. Our discussion posts, weekly assignments, quizzes, and major assignments, they build upon each other. So they aren't necessarily just a one and done. What you do in week 1 will affect what you're doing in week 7 and 8 as well. And again, everything we are doing, we are going to be building into our final essay. So from selecting our topic to doing research to evaluating our resources, that will all help you write that final paper for me. Now looking at our assignments and kind of how they connect to each other. In week 1, we are looking at our topic selection. Here we will be doing our short syllabus quiz and introduction posts, but we will really be focusing on our topic selection post. That's our first step of our process. In week 2, it's knowing what to search. So here we will be working on our research questions and keywords post, which kind of morphs into week 3 is knowing how to cite. So here we'll be learning about APA citations as well as plagiarism. Now, I am a strong believer in learning citations at the beginning of the writing process, not at the end. So it really helps you create your citations and have good working citations as you work through, making sure you don't scramble at the very end. Now, week 4 is when we really start getting into our search process as well as evaluating our sources. In week 5, again, we're continuing to evaluate what we have found, and we're also building our annotated bibliography. This is when our first major assignment is going to be due. Now, just to note, that topic you selected in week 1, that's your search topic through all of these weeks. Now in week 6, we're going to start putting all of this together. So we're working with in-text citations, we're writing our essay, you're reaching out, having me answer questions that might have popped up as you worked through this process. In week 7, we're submitting and finalizing that final essay. And in week 8, we're wrapping everything up by doing a reflection on our research. What went well? What do we wish we could have changed? And what will we bring forward into our future classes? So now let's look at our syllabus and a short overview of materials. So the syllabus is posted both under the course materials tab as well as the week 1 tab. So please do look at the syllabus. This is your kind of contract with me of what's going to happen, how are things broken down, what to expect, and what my expectations are. So on page 2, I do want you guys to look at our academic support. This provides information about the offices as well as the support that different organizations and groups here on campus provide. On page 3, we have our withdraw as well as our attendance information. So please do know and understand what your responsibilities are as a student. On page 3, our textbooks is discussed. So we don't have a required textbook. So all APA style information will be provided to you via URL links. But if you do prefer a textbook, you can purchase the APA style guide. So this is the same material, just presented in different ways. When I'm presenting information about the APA style guide, I'll give you information both about the online as well as the physical material. On pages 4 through 6, we do have our assignments and grade breakdowns. So it lists all of the assignments with a brief description as well as the points are listed. We also have our connections between our assignments and those are broken down. And then the grade points are broken down and explained in multiple different ways to kind of show you how this course is encompassed with the points. And most importantly, I believe, is our course schedule. So this is located on page 9. It gives the weekly topics as well as our assignments and those due dates. So both initial responses, follow-up responses, all of that is going to be listed with the dates and in which week. So now let's jump into our course materials for week 1, the course introduction. So for this week, what is our to-do list? So first, for the required materials, our only required material is this video, so our week 1 instructor video. We do have 2 supplemental non-required materials that you can look through, which is the information literacy YouTube video and handout. And then there is a how to select the right research topic in 5 easy steps. This is a short article to look through to assist you in selecting your research topic. We do, though, have 3 assignments due, we have our self-introduction post, our syllabus and course overview quiz, as well as our topic selection post. And we'll get into those assignments at the end a little bit more. So information literacy. This is something that we are going to be touching on week after week, and it really is going to be a major incorporation of our materials and our final essay. So what is information literacy? It is the ability to find, evaluate, and use information, and to be confident in our ability to complete the 3 steps of the find, evaluate, and use. Now, information literacy is broken into 5 steps. These steps are identify, find, evaluate, apply, and acknowledge. Let's look at these a little bit closer. So our first step is to identify, and this is determining what information is needed and why. So the assignments that are connected to this is our topic selection assignment, as well as our research question and keywords post. Our next step is to find, and this is locating the needed information effectively and efficiently. So here we will be working on our research questions and keywords post, as well as the what are you finding, not finding post. For evaluate, we are critically examining the found information for credibility, reliability, and usability. So these assignments include our evaluating sources post, as well as the annotative bibliography assignment. For the apply step, here we are incorporating information found into a specific project. For this, we are looking at our in-text citations, both the quiz and the post, as well as our final essay. And our final step is to acknowledge, which is crediting the original source of information. The assignments connected to this step are our APA citations plagiarism quiz, our citations post, our in-text citations assignments, which is both the post and the quiz, and our final essay assignment. So how do the steps fit together? So first, we identify our topic and our focus. Then we find our resources. Next, we're going to evaluate the usefulness of those sources. Then we will be applying our sources to our argument. And then finally, we are going to be acknowledging the sources that we used by creating citations and reference lists. So now let's look at developing our research topic. So for this class, we will be selecting a topic to research for the rest of the course. You will be building each assignment upon the previous assignments using the topic you selected this week. First, we do want to make sure we are connecting your topic to your major or area of study. So at this time, your topic can be fairly broad, and we will narrow as we kind of go through the weeks. But please note, if once you start researching and you would like to change your topic, reach out to me and we can discuss your new idea, or if we need to edit anything to make sure it works for our assignments. So how are we going to select our topic? So first, perform a quick Google or Wikipedia search for some background information. Try to figure out what are people saying about your topic, what has already been researched, what is something new that can be looked into, and what keywords are being used. This will help you really develop your topic and give you a point of reference in which to go forward from. Next, we're going to select a broad topic, knowing that we will narrow it down. It is much easier to narrow down a topic scope than it is to broaden it out once you start researching. Do remember, though, that the final essay is only 3 to 4 pages in length, so don't go too broad or focus on too many aspects or points within your argument. So for this week, here are materials that we are going to be needing you guys to look through. So for required materials, we have our week 1 instructor video. And for supplemental materials, we have our information literacy video as well as the handout, and then the how to select the right research topic in 5 easy steps article. For assignments for this week, we do have 3 assignments. So first is the self-introduction post as well as the response. So for this, we're going to introduce ourselves and then respond to at least 2 of our classmates. Our initial post is going to be due on Thursday, and our responses are due on Sunday. So for the instructions for this post, those are located underneath the discussion post topic. We also have our syllabus and course overview quiz. This quiz is due on Thursday. I encourage you guys to, again, review these slides as well as really look through the course syllabus. That will really help you guys with this quiz. You do get 2 chances for the quiz, and the highest grade is placed into the grade book. And then finally, we do have our topic selection post. So here's where you will be selecting your topic, and this is due on Sunday, and you do not need to respond to any of your classmates. Now, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I am more than happy to help and assist as we work through these 8 weeks. You can always email me at alexis.patterson@briarcliff.edu, or we can set up one-on-one meetings, either virtually or in person if you are here in Sioux City. Now, I hope you guys have a great first week of classes, and please reach out if we have any questions. I am really excited to work with you guys over this semester, and welcome to LIBS 301.